Right. If you just joined us, then you are definitely watching the Power Breakfast Show. My name is Wahiga Mwaura. Now, the Kenya Open Golf Championship, which is now known as the Barclays Kenya Open, kicks off next week. And joining me in studio to discuss what we can expect from that particular event is Mrs. Catherine Ayota, the head of marketing, Barclays Bank of Kenya. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show.
Thank you, Wahiga.
And of course, I'm joined by a very, very familiar face, Mr. Patrick Obath, the tournament director of the Kenya Open Golf Limited and this particular event. Karibu. Of course, this not being your first time, but, you know, as always, welcome.
Thank you.
And now, maybe many of our viewers at home may be asking, you know, we are not very familiar with the history of this particular event. Maybe you can quickly run us through that.
Yeah, the Open has been played for 44 years. We had 1 year when we didn't have a sponsor. So this is actually the 43rd edition in 44 years, and that. And it's grown in stature. It was sanctioned to be part of the European Challenge Tour. And that has, in fact, made sure that we get a lot of international players coming in to play the event. And in that time, we've had a series of sponsors ranging from tobacco, from soft drinks, from beverages, and now for the first time we actually have a bank with us for the first time, and we're really glad to have Barclays on board with us for the next 3 years. And that really is allowing us to move the competition from one level to another with the level of sponsorship that we're getting from Barclays from before. And that has really allowed us as Kenya Open Golf to start making some serious changes in the way we are running the competition. So 44 years of existence as a competition.
43 years running.
43 years competitions, and big names. We've had some big names who have come through the Kenya Open, and they've gone in to become international stars. Vijay Singh, for example, played in the Kenya Open. Ian Woosnam played in the Kenya Open. A guy called Trevor Immelman, who actually beat Tiger Woods in one of the match play competitions. He was the Open champion in 2002, and now he's playing on the global competition. And people like Dinwiddie, who is actually featuring again quite strongly on the main tour. He won here about 4 years ago. So there's a lot of people who've come through. Who have gone on to become big golfers.
And you don't look like you're stopping.
We are sure we're going to have a few more coming through.
Grooming talent. A very interesting point you've posed. Why did Barclays Bank choose to get involved in golf or in this particular tournament?
Barclays has had a very long relationship with sporting in this country. And as you're probably well aware, we've got the Barclays Premier League, which is a very big sporting event.
That's what we were talking about just now.
Which we were talking, I think, a few minutes ago. So there's not only that. So we take sports very seriously. It is something that our customers actually in tune with us very well. But in addition to that, we also look very keenly at golf, which is an upcoming sport in Kenya. And not only in Kenya, but if you look at Barclays globally, we also sponsor the Barclays Scottish Open, the Barclays Singapore Open, and the Barclays Americas as a title sponsorship. So this is just in line with our overall global perspective and also tying in very closely with our customers. We're very happy to have had the opportunity to work with Kenya Open Golf Limited. And our sponsorship is not only for this year. We have a 3-year sponsorship that we've taken up with the Kenya Open Golf Limited. So we can commit that the Open will continue at the Barclays Kenya Open for a period of 3 years to come. And we're very excited. I'm very happy having spoken to Patrick, and he'll probably tell us a little bit more about this, about some of the big players that are coming here. We were happy even to see that the Open has been home to very key names, like you just mentioned, people like Vijay Singh, people who've gone ahead and won Tiger Woods, things that we would really not believe in. I think, and we are looking forward, I think, even as a bank this year, to start to see if even one day a local, you know, would be able to win this competition and just grow it to really what we want to do. So we're happy for this partnership, and we're happy to see whatever we can be able to do with golf in this country.
Right. Of course, I remember last year Ali Kimani did a milestone in terms of Kenyan golf. We'll be looking at that in a minute. But what can we expect from this 4-day event? Or 5-day event, better yet.
Okay, the first thing is, as this is a 5-day event, the first day, Wednesday the 30th, is a pro-am. And that is where we have one professional playing with 2 amateurs. It is mainly an opportunity for willing people to watch good golf at close range, right? So you're able to play with the pro and look at golf and maybe improve your own.
People like me.
And but primarily for us, it's an opportunity for raising money, because you're still looking to raise more money to improve the event. So there is quite a small fee for people to participate in the program. So that's the first day. And then for the 4 days, we will have 156 players coming to participate.
Right.
Of the 156, 6 are top local amateurs, and there's a method of selecting them, which is done by the Kenya Golf Union. And the 150 players, 100 are sanctioned players from the Challenge Tour itself. So those people have got what is called a playing card. And then they apply, and then they are entered on the basis of the rank they are within the Challenge Tour.
Right.
So the top level of the Challenge Tour are given the first priority compared to the lower level. Then there are 50 names which I am allowed to invite. That's my privilege. And out of the 50 names I've been allowed to invite, there are 6 coming from the Sunshine Tour in South Africa. And that includes James Kamti. I don't know whether you remember the name. He's been, he was actually being followed by the president about 3 years ago, when he was actually within the top of the challenge of the Kenya Open. He's actually a black South African, one of the top. So he's coming in to participate this year from the Challenge Tour. We have 2 players from Zimbabwe, 2 from Zambia, 3 from Nigeria, got 2 from Tanzania, and 20 from Kenya. Also from my invitation list, I have a player from Egypt who's coming in, 2 from Italy and 2 from Switzerland, who cannot make it to the main Challenge Tour, but they're coming in. So it's very widely represented.
It's a global event.
From that point of view, and I think it's a good way for us to showcase our country.
Okay. Let's crunch numbers. What are we looking at in terms of the prize and prizes in general?
I'll let Patrick say that. I think that well, I'll just chip in a little bit on the Pro-Am and just be able to say that Barclays is also a sponsor of the Pro-Am, which takes place, which is just one day before. And it's a key event because that is an opportunity for our amateurs to actually be able to play with professionals. It is a very unique opportunity that is offered, and again, Barclays was very happy to be able to sponsor that. That takes place one day before, like I think he mentioned, and it's going to be a very great event. It would be good even if people would also come and watch that, so that we're not only watching the actual game that is actually starting on Thursday, but the Pro-Am is also a very good and entertaining area to start just getting a feel of how the course is and to walk the course as that is going on. So.
And the prize money for the Pro-Am is probably going to be about £5,000 only for that day. But it is not for amateurs. That prize money is for the pros. The amateurs, if they win with the pro, they're going to get just a traditional golf bag or something like that. We are not allowed to win money as amateurs.
Which is still a prize.
Right?
It is a good prize.
In no regard.
But for the main event, the total prize fund is 190,000 euros.
Give that to me, Kenya shillings.
I think I'll help you. It's about 21 million Kenya shillings.
21 million Kenya shillings.
21 million Kenya shillings out of that. And that's good money. I mean, in terms of the Challenge Tour, the Kenya Open is number 4 in terms of prize money. The top one is about 700,000 euros, and at about 190 thereabouts, we are 4th. And this is one of the things with the partnership with Barclays that's going to grow, and we're hoping that within about 3 to 4 years, we should actually be coming towards the top of the Challenge Tour in terms of prize money. And that's good because a lot of players are keen to come to Kenya. The prize money is good. And if they win in Kenya, it means they've now got a nest egg to be able to participate in the other Challenge Tour events. And so we have a lot of competition for the places to participate in the Kenya Open for that reason.
Are there any other prizes, so to speak, consolation prizes?
Well, there are a few other things that we do. Obviously, there's a hole-in-one prize, which is on hole number 13. Now, that can only be won by a professional. If me as an amateur playing in the Pro-Am, because the Pro-Am has also got a hole-in-one prize as well as the main competition. So if in the Pro-Am, as an amateur, I shoot a hole-in-one, I'm not allowed to take that car. I donate it to charity. Otherwise, if I accept that car, automatically within the ranks of golf, you become a professional. Right? And therefore, you have to play for money from then on. You can't play with your buddies.
And of course, it's not just any car.
It's a good car, yeah.
Great car.
And then we also have what is called a shootout on the Saturday evening, whereby some of the players will come in and they'll have to try and hit the ball as close as possible to the pin, and they're given 3 balls, and the nearest one wins a certain amount of money. But that amount of money actually goes to charity. They donate it to charity. So it's a shootout whereby the winner is allowed to donate that money to charity, and a certain amount goes to the winner as well of that particular shootout. So there's a consolation from that point of view. So those are the main prize categories that we have.
I know we may have viewers at home who are asking, I'm a golfer and I still want to get involved. How can I do that? And I'm a spectator as well, and I do want to come and watch. How do I do that as well? Maybe you could run us through that.
If I will start from the spectator point of view, I think Patrick will take on from a golfing point of view, whether who can play and who cannot be able to play. But from a spectator point of view, I am told, and we've worked very closely with Kenya Open Golf Limited to get this, I'm told the course is in a great condition. It is some very good fairways to enable you to be able to walk. Now, I think one of the things we need to put into perspective is just the joy of watching golf and just the excitement it is as you walk there and you watch one of these players. It is amazing sometimes when you see a ball hit and how far it can go. It goes way beyond where your eyes can see. And these professionals give us an opportunity to see that. And maybe sometimes when we see it, we see the ball actually being carried over from one tee to the next tee. But this is a great time for you to actually, as a spectator, to come in. There are specific walkways in which you can actually walk without actually affecting the golfers who are going to be there. There's golf etiquette which will actually be told to you on that day. So as a spectator and as a person who has interest or in golf, or even if you don't have, this is a time for you to come in, have a great time walking. If you get tired, it's a long course. You can just sit down, wait for the next lot of people who are coming in, and probably Patrick will take us through just the way the golf is played in teams of 4, and then they keep going and keep going. Okay. So if one does get tired, there's opportunity to actually be able to stop, take a break, have a seat. There are drinks around the course. There will be people who will be selling water, providing drinks. And it's just a wonderful way to spend a Saturday and a Sunday, if one has the time, to actually just be able to come in and watch the golf, watch the Barclays Kenya Open.
Before we move on to Patrick, someone may be asking, I have my kids, and they may, what am I going to do with them? Do I leave them at home? Do I bring them for the tournament?
The children can very gladly come. I personally plan to bring my daughter. I'll bring her with a little umbrella because she might feel hot if it is a hot day. And there are also little golfing chairs where somebody can carry with them, so you can actually be able to sit. So the children are welcome. The issues that normally come there is because of issues of maybe of noise, if the children start running around. But the course is very well marked. There are ropes which put you in barriers, which you actually show where you can walk, where you cannot walk. So all that is very clearly demarcated. Okay. It is just a great family outing for one to spend time with their family. And there are great eating joints that are going to be available at the Open. There's always a food corner which is open for the family to sit and eat with their family and then continue to watch golf. There are areas you can stop, drink water. So it's a fantastic day for somebody to just spend time and come and watch the Barclays Kenya Open.
Right, Patrick.